Hello and good afternoon and welcome to UBC Radio Inspiring Uganda. It is a 98.0 in Kampala, 99.4 in Lira and the Northern region, and 97.4 in Arua and the West Nile region. This is Young and Smart, a youth program that runs every Saturday from 2. A youth program that runs every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. We discuss issues pertaining, of course, the youth in Uganda. And today is going to be a very interesting topic. And just a few days ago, we saw, or Ugandans were able to see, the Minister of Health, that is Dr. Ruth Acheng, lead by example and get vaccinated. And there were also some controversy here and there, but that is a whole discussion for another day. But this time around, we want to discuss about this vaccine that we received sometime last week. Now, with the coming of this vaccine, will this vaccine solve the youth issues or problems in Uganda? With me in studio, we do have the usual suspects, and they're going to introduce themselves.
Thank you very much. I'm Ivan, as usual, from Chambogo University, here to deliberate on the topic Madam Moderator has just talked about. And I greet you all. People of Mtoma, I greet you.
Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Prosi Awera from Chambogo University. Oh, it's a pleasure being here to talk about this vaccine.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Lauren. As usual, I am Ruchumu Gift Banyanga from Chambogo University, and I am here also to share my mind about the vaccine and what it means to the youth problems that we have in Uganda. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming through today. And I just want us to just dive into it right now, because a lot has been said throughout this whole week about the vaccine. First of all, jubilation, joy, and excitement was as this we received the first batch of the vaccine, and also looking at the people who will be gaining from the vaccine or will be vaccinated first. We see healthcare workers, we see the old, 55 and above, we see the sick and the vulnerable, we see media, we see the police and soldiers. The youth, not yet there. Why? Because, of course, we have a very good immunity. And now, aside from that, I know we all watched this, we all watched the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, get vaccinated. First of all, I just want your thoughts on that. How did you feel when you saw the minister? When you saw the minister?
Of course,
just general thoughts.
As she has always spearheaded on many things, washing of hands and etc. Her being vaccinated, she's leading by example. Some of these few divergent news are putting Ugandans astray, but which I don't believe that it is true. But I just have hope that if all goes on well, we shall go somewhere with COVID.
Yes.
All right. Prosi, what did you think when you saw the minister, first of all, fellow woman, leading by example, being the first person in Uganda to be vaccinated for COVID-19?
To me, because this is the person leading the health sector in Uganda, and the fact that she's leading by example and she's the first person to be injected, of course, I felt
proud.
We were moving somewhere.
Yes.
We are actually moving somewhere.
Okay.
Regardless of these other news that are trending.
Yes, the news that has been, everybody's talking about the video that has been trending for.
Then if she can
Wow.
take, it means it is sensible.
Mm-hmm.
We shall be there.
Yeah. What do
We
you
are
what do you
hopeful.
think? Okay. What do you think, Gift, about that?
Thank you very much, Lauren, once again.
Mm.
Honorable Minister Jane Ruth Acheng
Mm.
is a lady,
Mm.
and her being the cabinet minister for health in the whole country, it's very good that she has taken the lead to champion the vaccination against COVID-19. And it's, I don't know things of, I as I always say, I'm not very good at religious issues, but I like looking for religious attachments of events. Jane Ruth Acheng, Honorable Minister, is a lady, and I believe it happens that it was during the week where the country was celebrating the International Women's Day that the vaccine also arrived in Uganda. So the cause of women emancipation really also gets a chance to be championed because she's a lady. She led the campaign against COVID-19, and then she's also the first person to publicly come out and be vaccinated against the disease. So it is very good news for our country and very good news for the youth. Hope it will be a great relief for the challenges of the youth. Thank you very much, Lori.
Good, and I'm even glad that you brought that up. So my next question is, will this vaccine solve the youth problems? But let's first delve into some of the issues that you and I are facing in Uganda today, because I know there are very many youth problems that that we are all going through. I'll start. Should I start or you guys?
It is okay. You can start.
It's okay.
The first, in this the new normal, they're telling us to call it the new normal, but I still feel that it cannot be normal when somebody is not employed. In unemployment, these are some of the problems that the youth are facing. Many youth are facing. Yes, we were discussing earlier and we said that these are some problems that have already been there, but after COVID-19 coming into Uganda, it has worsened the situation. Another problem?
You see, unemployment, as we have always said, it comes with a lot of challenges. And when you are unemployed, you are poor.
Yes.
And when you are poor, nobody will love you. Actually, in Nyankore we have a saying, "Omora kundwa nyina." A poor man is loved by his mother. So, for you take an example, and you can even experiment it at a free cost.
Yes.
Try to be poor. Even your husband will run away from you. So, youth majorly they are unemployed. And unemployment comes along with a lot of challenges. So with this COVID-19 vaccination, first of all, we are not yet sure when they are going to be vaccinated. And you cannot even say that after being vaccinated, they are going to stabilize and their problems will be solved. Because we see, earlier I said that Uganda is one of the best countries which experiences misery and suffering as far as its majority percentage of the people is concerned. Before COVID, you have been seeing people on streets languishing, looking for jobs, and I don't know whether you have tried to find out why majority of people after their studies. There are a lot of campuses, but you see me now, the size is somehow okay. Wait in November after the final paper. 2 months will be enough to see man you start getting worried. Is this the Ivan, Reason being, one, the framework of the continent Africa in itself is parents after university. For them, they think now they have done their part, which is their nature. Already they have sold everything at home. There's nothing
to educate you.
Yes, to educate you. After examinations, you are not going to directly get a job, and even if you are going to get one, the payment mode of these companies of Uganda, someone will meet you here, will give you a job today, tomorrow he will sack you without asking anybody. The way he employed you is the way he's going to sack you. So you reason out and you find that youth, much as my colleague was telling me that being unemployed and being miserable starts within you. You will think and think, but thoughts only are not enough to make you rich.
Yeah.
Yes, it is good to have ideas, pinch them to the public, but there is that persistence that has been in Uganda. Also, I don't know in other countries, maybe apart from Kenya, where I have ever been also for some few days. But as long as I'm concerned in Uganda, we have been having that persistent period of misery. Any youth goes through after studies or in a certain age, like the age of 20 to 28 there, you have to suffer. And we have tried to look for all the remedies, but we have failed. So when I hear my brother saying they don't think, you can think and remain with your thoughts. They will not help you anything. So generally, that is the problem that we have the youth have been facing, and they have completely lost hope. They have lacked people to motivate them. People who come to motivate them, in my own sense, they just speak things that are impossible. Someone to tell you that he began a hotel with one chair. So you look okay, thank you very much.
I was saying this is all fair, but you are okay, so okay, let's get back to Prosi. Any other problems that you feel that the youth are facing in Uganda, or maybe problems that you are facing in Uganda?
Education itself is a problem to we Ugandans. Well, for us, we have a chance to go to school. We are studying, but then we have other people, our age mates, who are down there deep in villages. They have not had that chance to go to school, and automatically they have turned out to be idle, and being idle forces them to go for certain things that are unclean.
Yes.
Yeah? They start stealing, gambling everywhere, playing cards.
But do you know that people who have not even received this education of Uganda even are somehow better off than us?
How?
How better?
Let me tell you, you see a person with a first class degree, someone is there driving a taxi. He never received education, but he's having some money. Then our education system is still also lacking.
I know that is very possible, but then in the Uganda we are living today, trust in me, believe me or not, if you're not educated, you will find it very hard to live.
But even educated people,
why? At least if I'm educated, maybe someone is advertising some car job. It would be too easy for me to connect.
Do you know the money they will ask to give you that job?
Before that person.
Do you know the money they will ask you?
Education.
Do you know the money they will ask you to get that same job? The level of corruption is also high. You don't just go with your papers.
It is not all about money. Don't tell me everyone that has a job has
remaining with 1 year. You will tell me
it.
next year. You're telling me the school that will give you a job at the free cost.
Gift, what is your take on some of the issues that the youth are facing in Uganda before we now delve into the juice of the discussion today?
So, thank you, Lauren. The problems of the youth are very many. The first one, and the obvious one that everyone has been hearing about and knows very well, is unemployment. The second one, I would call it social neglect. There is a certain, I can call it a wind that is in Ugandan youths today, where you find everyone feels they have been left out, they have been neglected. It begins from the parents. Majority of the friends I have, they of course, majority of them are youths. They always tell me, our parents have neglected us psychologically. They feel like they have been torn apart from the rest of the people. Then apart from the parents, then the education as well is also, I can say, I am in the education system of Uganda, but the truth is, the education system of Uganda is similar to the education system of every country in Africa, and it is a problem. We spend, for example, from the kindergarten level of schooling, it's 3 years, then plus 7 of primary, if you didn't repeat or had other issues, that's 10 years plus 6 years of secondary school, that's 16, and 3 you're at campus for a normal course, not these complicated engineering courses which take up to 7 years. That's about 19 years of schooling. You're always told to only do one thing, to remember what you studied in class. And these things are not applicable anyway. For example, yeah, that is the truth. For example, if Napoleon ruled France, what does it help me?
You borrow knowledge.
Not everyone is going to rule France. Certain things you're going to ask yourself. In Uganda, we grow tea in Bushenyi. We grow tea in Fort Poto. But we already studied tea in Switzerland. We have national parks in Uganda. But you will never, yes, you will study them, but as a minor thing. They will teach you. I remember, naturally I have a problem with fine art. I'm not a good fine artist. I don't know how to draw things. I used to get problems with my teachers of geography. They used to tell me, your map of Switzerland is very poor. I have never gone to Switzerland. My father has never gone to Switzerland. What does the tourism in Switzerland have to do with Uganda?
Yes.
Instead, why don't they teach me tourism in Uganda so that at least even if I finish campus, I can go. I have, for example, if someone studied tourism, there is no way someone is going to become a good tourist officer in Uganda when his head has been packed with tourism in Switzerland. Uganda does not experience winter. The tourism you study in Europe is full of winter activities, winter sports of ice skating, and this is the person you're going to put in Uganda Tourism Board. So the education system is also a problem. Unemployment is a problem, and it is a chain of things. The things we study in school are the reason why there is unemployment.
And when you are unemployed, you are poor.
And when you are unemployed, you are poor. As my colleague Ivan has said, in where we come from in Western Uganda, they say, Omora kundwanyina. There is no one who is going to love you when you're broke. No one.
Actually, I read something recently that a responsible young guy who has decided to leave other people's daughters alone.
And if you followed his story, you followed that story, he would tell you the reason is my wallet young is since I knew. That is the truth.
So when you have your wallet when it is not good, automatically it is good to also put girls aside. And they are one of the challenges, by the way. We have forgotten that challenge.
Yes.
These ladies are
I don't say the ladies are a challenge.
Yes.
Ladies are not the challenge. You see, there are things that are springing up on social media. Stingy Men's Association of Uganda.
Yes.
It is everywhere.
Yes,
when
I've
people
seen
start
it.
resorting to those things of stingy, don't think those people are creating those groups for fun. It is a reflection of the situation in the pocket. But they are now bringing, you might take it right. Yes. When people become, I'm not saying they are being stingy because ladies are so extravagant or what.
Yes.
The money is hard to come by. It is hard to get, and it all rotates back. For us, we are at the university. We are in our final touches at the university, and the truth is we have to go into the working industry.
Yes, without a doubt.
But we already have the question. The three of us here, we always ask ourselves, what next? Normally, when there is graduation at Makerere or Chambogo, I normally see students holding placards. He's putting on a gown with a motorboard, and the placard is what next? And that is a big question.
And they are not just joking.
It is not a joke. It's not a social media stunt.
Oh.
It is a big issue. What
Oh,
next?
really?
And that question is not asked to the government. Is
Yes.
not asked to the people who make the curriculum. It is asked to everyone. You who is holding it.
After this,
It
what
is
next?
it is questioning you. After this, what is that this? The education we get, the Switzerland we have studied. I'm not saying I hate Switzerland, but we have Uganda. Why should we study about Switzerland when we can study about our own coffee?
Yes, yes.
They tell you go and learn about wheat growing. Me, I don't know wheat. I don't even know how it looks like, but they used to give me poor marks in geography because I have not understood wheat. So we study things which are not practical at all. And at the end of the day, those youth problems, that brings me to the other problem of frustration. Economically, the youth don't have money. That is frustration. The second point is the things they study in class. there also another frustration. You know, studying a course, for example, I'm not saying certain courses are bad. You're studying.
No, the fact is some of them are irrelevant, but only that they have
So
fulfilled.
now my friend there is straight
Some
to the
of
point.
them really,
Yes.
they are useless and irrelevant.
So like
because you study them and they help
I'm
you
not
nothing.
saying we shouldn't study guidance and counseling, but in the village we always have those old women. They will tell you when a girl is going into marriage, they will advise her, and that is guidance. They already have experience. Do you need to go to the university and get a PhD in guidance and counseling?
In fact, those who are having a PhD, they have failed to guide their kids to stay
one
in
of the
a marriage.
things I've found out, to know how relevant those things are, most of those female professors of guidance and counseling themselves, they have broken families. They no longer agree with their
Educated
husband.
ladies are not in families. Now you look at them now, even they have got a chance that they can be absorbed in these big offices. So there is no way how you are going to come telling them that I am your man. No. But if you look at in 8 years, those aunties and grandmothers, they would advise the lady and she gets married comfortably. But now, you test.
It's a whole
Maybe
different.
to wind up, the truth is, the problems that have been affecting the youth have been very many from times long ago, from the times of long ago. But the COVID-19 pandemic has increased them. Because where someone who has been studying business administration was hoping to go and get a job as a manager, they are downsizing the workers as they come.
It has made them serious.
Yes, and now the restrictions themselves, they have introduced these masks which you only wear for a day. That is 1,000 per day times 30. That is 30,000. Now, how do I spend 30,000 on masks? Yet I am supposed to spend that money maybe on something more profitable. I'm not saying masks are not profitable.
Who tells you to buy a disposable? Why don't you buy for 4K and you wash it and iron it?
And remember,
if you want to show off, no problem. You can spend 30.
There are certain jobs.
But there are some options.
certain jobs like banks. You will come to a big bank and they will tell you, we don't want those cheap masks. I have a friend. He did things to do with banking. He told me when you're working in a bank, in the headquarters of a certain bank here in Kampala, they give you locations where you will stay. You can't go and stay in a slum, and then they will say the bank managers will tell you this is not good for brand name. Workers here don't stay these ways. Thank you.
All right. So as we can all tell that the problems of the youth are very many. I can tell you. Now my next question is, with the coming of this vaccine, will this vaccine surely solve some of these problems, or all of these problems that the youth are having in Uganda?
Your
thoughts?
You must be realistic. These problems cannot be solved
By a vaccine.
By a vaccine. They are beyond. In fact, this vaccine is. I don't think it is going even to solve any. Only that it is going to help maybe convince some people to go and work, of which I don't know where they will get even that work. One, we are having when this vaccine it has come already. I don't know when they will vaccinate. It will come into play to bring the youth into the vaccination process.
Yes.
But once, if we are fortunate, we are lucky enough and we are vaccinated, I want to assure everyone that even you start in advance making strategic plans on how you are going to go about the life. Actually, how you are going to proceed with life. Because this vaccine, by giving you that vaccine, they have not given you a job, they have not given you money, they have not given you any sense of direction. So don't be comfortable that now when I am vaccinated. Of course, already now people have been chased or dismissed from the places of work once they were not chased because they were not vaccinated. No, they were chased maybe because the company is no longer working the way it used to work.
Yes.
So I think Uganda, or the youth, we should not have this mentality of thinking that the vaccine is going to solve anything. Rather, we should now start laying strategies on how we are going to compose ourselves and maybe tackle this major unemployment. You see, when we talk of unemployment, I don't know how other people interpret it, but I personally, I ask myself, actually even right now, whenever I wake up every day, I ask myself, what next? I see what I am studying on campus, it is equally nothing. But I needed to study it because because I'm already in the system. But now after, because by November I will be your counterpart in the working field. But now where will I get the work? You go in school, they are paying you 50, and these things are realistic, 50,000. And now even when the month is done, they give you about 10k. That we are not yet financially stable. Now 10k, I pay every academic year. I pay over 2.something million, but they are giving me 50k per month. Really, I am a man. I need to marry. I need to build a house. I need to buy a plot. How will I handle that?
Be responsible, like you have said, and you leave others daughters.
Of course.
So my question to you: will this vaccine solve the problems? Yes or no?
It will not solve any problem.
All right. So you are still listening to UBC Radio Inspiring Uganda. We're 98.0 in Kampala, 99.4 in Lira and the Northern Region, and 97.4 in Arua and West Nile. We are discussing the topic of the vaccine. Just a few days ago, the Minister of Health took the lead and was vaccinated against, of course, COVID-19 with the new with the new vaccine on the block. And the question we're asking ourselves this afternoon is, will this vaccine solve the youth problems in Uganda? I'm going to give it to you, Prosi. Give us your thoughts about that.
I think this COVID-19 vaccine, it actually only has something to do with COVID-19 and nothing else, just health. And COVID-19 in particular.
Yes.
Not AIDS, not malaria, not what. So if you tell me COVID-19 vaccine is going to solve any problems of the youth, I really don't understand it. To me, I think it is not going to solve even a quarter of the problems we have as
But
youth.
I mean, once you were vaccinated, or let's say once the 49.6% population that they required, is it the goal, the 49.6 goal of vaccinating. Okay, let me rephrase that. We have been told that the vaccine that we have received will vaccinate about at least 49.6% of the population in Uganda. Now let's say all the 49.6% get vaccinated. We'll literally go back to normal. Don't you think so? Yes, meaning no more studies, no more work. Probably those who are, advised to, stay at home will come back to work. That means everything will get back to normal. Don't you think that, the coming of the vaccine, this is a big step. That means other places that were shut down will open. People will get their jobs back. Those who are still who are benching, waiting for jobs, will be able also to, get jobs at that time.
I don't think these problems have just started.
Yes.
We had them before COVID-19. So this is a vaccine that only has something to do with COVID and not any other problems. Even if it cures. And the worst of it all is that we have not even seen the results. We don't know what will come out of it. We don't know if people are going to be secure or what. So there is no way you can convince me that this COVID-19 vaccine is going to do anything to our problems. These are problems that started way back, very long time ago. We've not just gotten them. We've always had them. And this COVID-19 vaccine has just come to solve something that has just trended for a year.
Yeah, coming close to a year.
Just 1 year out of the how many centuries we've lived. And you tell me it is going to solve all those problems? No.
Doubt it. Okay. Farouk, how many minutes are we recording? 29. Oh, 29. I should go for a break. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Percy, for your insight on that. Let us take a very quick break. Young and Smart definitely continues after the break. We are still discussing the issue of the vaccine. The vaccine is here in Uganda and it's here to stay. 49.6 people to be vaccinated. Well, percent of the population in Uganda are to be vaccinated. Will this solve the problems in Uganda? All this after the break.